Yo, what's happening, guys? Welcome to a brand spanking new episode of Rave Diaries and Tower Block Towels live from the park once again. So it's episode 50 today. So firstly, before we go into it, I want to say thank you to all of you guys that have watched any or all of the 50 episodes that we've done so far on this playlist. But funnily enough, we're up to number 50 on the other channel and all the Run Come Follow channel. So yeah, 100 videos in just over a year. That ain't too bad at all. But yeah, as always, thank you to all the likers and commenters and subscribers to the channel, especially the new ones that have just joined. Welcome along and welcome aboard. You've got 49 of these to go through. So for today's story, we're going to go back to 2008 July and a place called Ayia Napa, which I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar with. I've got some other stories about Napa to come from the sort of garage era, late 90s, when I first started getting out there. You know, Pure Silk and all them ones there. But this is a little bit further down the line, when I went out there with B Live, or Evil B, as a lot of you lot will probably know him nowadays, and me and him and our friends Tom Fusion and Dan Blacks. Yeah, that's them. So Fusion and Blacks, that's what we call them. So the four of us went out there. I think me and Tom Fusion had just been to Ayia Napa, to Innovation in the Sun the week before. Funnily enough, it was when I met Sarah that week, and then we come back, literally landed at the airport, met the others and flew straight out to Ayia Napa. B-Live was working out there. We were just out there on a bit of a fucking lad's holiday, but he was actually working out there. He had gigs out there, so we went with him. Anyway, we land on the island, the four of us. The first thing we do is go and get mopeds, because that's what you're doing, especially when it's lads' holiday. So we go and get our peds. We're zipping around the island. We go here, we go there. I can't really remember much about the first day or the evening. But anyway, we ended up in the square, and then we've ended up in a club. And we come out of the club, and I guess it was about, let's say it was a 10-minute walk or a 5-minute ped, but you had to go all the way around the outside of the sort of one-way bit around the square, and or maybe we just chose to go that way. I can't really remember. But anyway, I've never ever driven in my life, yeah, ever at home. I've never done it. This is the one time I drove in my life. So stupidly, we're like, let's get on the peds. Four lads on holiday, we're in Ayia Napa, we're all fucking drunk. Of course we're going to get on the peds, because we're stupid, aren't we? Like I say, I've never done it before or since, but on this night, I was probably leading the charge. So anyway, we get on the peds and off we pop. So we decide we're going to go, like I say, round the long way, round the back way. We stopped off to this little kebab shop, and then we're heading back to the thing, to the room, yeah? So we come around this corner, and Evil and Tom, no, me and Tom were at the back, I think. Evil and Blacks were in front of us, or B Live, as he was known on his holiday. They was in front of us, and we've come around this corner, and I think Blacks was even doing the Superman on his bike, you know, with his legs out behind, being like a stupid, laying on his bike. Anyway, we've come around the corner, he's doing that. It's a straight road up to our hotel. As we've come around the bend, fucking police are in the road, aren't they, with the blue things flagging us down. So them two are in front, me and Tom are at the back. So me and Tom, really, we could have fucking, sorry, I've just sneezed, that's why I sound a bit blocked up now. Got a fucking sun in my eyes, haven't I? Yeah, we could have probably done a U-turn and zipped off and left the other two to it, but obviously we didn't. We've all pulled in together. There was 4 coppers here, 2 cars, 4 policemen. And you know they don't fuck about out there. They've got guns, they love beating people up and all that. So I was kind of treading a bit careful, and they're like, all right, lads, been out tonight? And they're broken English, and we're like, yeah, we just got here today. Have you been drinking? We've had a couple. How many's a couple? Oh, only a couple. We only got here today. In the back of the car, breathalyzer. Like, now up until this point, all right, guys, up until this point, previous visits to Ayia Napa, I'm not saying drink driving was allowed, of course it was never allowed, but a lot of stuff was sort of let go on the island. But in this particular year, as we found out, they've decided to have a massive clampdown on English arseholes going over there taking a piss, like exactly what we were doing. And obviously it was quite early in the season. It was the very, very start of July. I think Innovation was the end of June. We was there the first week in July, something like that. So the season hadn't really kicked in properly yet. But a lot of our friends are out there working out there and run clubs and bits and bobs like that. So we're in the back of the car. make us breathe into the thing. Obviously all of us have blown in and it's come up positive for all 4 of us, so they've nicked us straight away, took us to the police station, and like we're in the back of the police car, and it's like, you know, like you're trying to half keep it light-hearted and not annoy them, and they was actually being safe. They was taking the piss out of our football teams and stuff like that, and all that, but it was just one of them atmospheres, you know, when you say the wrong fucking word or the wrong thing, these are gonna you could just tell, like, as much as they wasn't being arseholes to us, they weren't. That, I don't know, you know what it's like, police abroad. You know what they're like. They're almost itching for an excuse to get the batons out and smash your head in. So we was obviously conscious of that. But I did actually say to the copper, if we'd have turned round and ridden off, like me and Tom at the back, what would you have done? He looked me in the eye, put his hand on his gun. He went, "I shoot you in your back." That's what he said to me. I was like, all right, geez. So they took us to the police station. We've now got to do the proper machine, you know, the breathing machine, and we're all over the limit, all of us. So now we're nicked in it. What they've now done is they've given us a court date, which was actually the day before we was due to fly back. We was there for 7 days, so the court date was the day before we was meant to fly back. But what they wanted to do as well was seize our passports to make sure that we didn't fuck off, which meant they come back to our hotel. Now, Beelive and Blacks did smoke a little bit, but I didn't have any smoke with him. Stupidly, me and Tom, who were staying in the same room, took smoke with us to one of the places. I mean, I'm not, like I say, stupid when you're younger, innit, and you're not thinking. One of the worst places in the world you can get caught smoking puff or bringing like weed into the country, or just having a roach in a bottle next to your bed will get you banged up. I know that because one of my friends got banged up for a fucking roach in a bottle next to his bed. He didn't even smoke cigarettes, it was just in the room, and they banged him up. We had to go, well, I weren't there that year, but I had to go down and take him fucking food down and all that. He was in there for a few weeks for that. So anyway, I know how they get down out there. So stupidly, me and Tom have took smoke with us, and it's in our cases in our room still. We haven't even hid it. We just got there that day. We're like, yeah, it took a bit out of us, left it in there, sort out when we get back. Ridiculous, I know, but there you are. That's the story. So we go back to the hotel. Thank God. You know when you check in your hotel and they take the passport off you, and they sometimes they keep them, sometimes they give it back to you. When we checked into the hotel, I think it was the Napa Plaza we stayed in, if I remember correctly, they took our passports off us, put them in the safe. So when we gone to the thing, luckily they didn't ask to come up to our rooms for any reason. All they wanted was the passport, so we couldn't skip off. And they got them from reception and fucked off. And I've gone into our room, I've opened the door, it just stunk of weed. We'd have been nicked. Oh, mate, they were giving people fucking years for doing things like that there at the time. Just so, looking back, it was so stupid. But you know, well, I don't even know what I'm going to say. You know what? Yeah, you know I'm fucking stupid. Anyway, but it is what it is. It is what it is. So, we've got the rest of the holiday in front of us, but we've got this thing looming over our heads, isn't it? So, on our travels across the week, where Beelive's playing and people were bumping into, I remember seeing Heartless out there, Mo and Bush and Fonty, and Marcus Nasty was out there that year with us. There was a lot, obviously, there's a lot of people out there. So, all of them are saying to us, mate, yous are fucked. They've been giving people, was that Des? I swear that was Des. They're giving people 4 months minimum for drink driving. They're banging up everyone, blah, blah, blah. So when people are first telling us, I'm thinking, nah, you're fucking on a wind up. Yeah, that was Des. I'm thinking, no, you're on a wind up, you're just winding us up. But it turns out that's what they had been doing. They've got this massive clampdown on the island because, like I said a minute ago, they're sick of English tourists coming over there and just thinking that they can just fight and drink and drive bikes and fucking smash hotels up and all that. And we're one of the first group of victims for this new stance that they're taking. So we try to, you know, we have a good time on holiday, but like I say, it's looming over us. And what happened was, we've got to be at the Napa police station at, I think it was 7 o'clock in the morning, something like that. And then we're going to get on this coach, like prison bus thing, and they're going to take us to, I think it's called Paralimni in Cyprus, Paralimni, something like that, court, which is where the big courthouse is. So, oh, fucking hell, all right. So the night before court, it was EZ's night out there. I remember it was EZ's night. So we've all gone to that. And, oh, mate, obviously we've all had a drink. We're on holiday, isn't it? We've all had a drink. And, sorry, I'm trying to open the bottle of water between my legs. Yeah, of course, we've all had a drink. We've all had a good night out. And then we rock up to the police station. A little bit tipsy. But obviously by then it's 7 in the morning, so like not just tipsy like drunk like that, just the effects are wearing off by now, isn't it? You know what I mean? So you're feeling a little bit worse for wear. Anyway, so we get to the police station, people start turning up. There's about 40 people that turn up, all English, all there for drink driving. Yeah, there wasn't anyone there for anything else apart from drink driving. Obviously when people would turn up, all right mate, what you done? Drink, yeah, me too, blah blah blah. So they pack us all on this bus. It's by now, it's like 8 o'clock. Yeah, they got us there for 7, but the bus don't leave till 8. They put us on this bus. It was fucking sweating on there. Yeah, I'm telling you, it was sweating on there. And no one's saying a word. Like all of us, everyone's trying to give it the big and a bit, especially the boys. There was a few girls there, a couple of girls, but the boys, you know, we're trying to front it out like we're not bothered, but obviously everyone is shitting themselves because everyone knows from speaking to people that they're banging people up, putting you in prison for 4 months minimum for this, depending on how many points you're over the top of your drink drive thing. So secretly we're all shitting ourselves. I don't care what anyone says. Anyway, we get to the court, we walk in. I think there was 2 or 3 courtrooms, yeah, definitely 2, maybe 3 courtrooms. All the seating in there was, I mean, this would be regarded as like a comfortable bench in there. It was like, you know, the 2 slat, but thin slat benches, yeah, like long bench things. So we're sitting on them, fucking hurting. No central heating, no aircon, no fans, no nothing. We're just in this room, all of us together, sweating, yeah. One little window in the corner. And first thing that happens is a load of these people come out of this courtroom. They were immigrants. They're caught on a boat coming from somewhere to Cyprus. There was a big crowd of them, about 20 of them. They've wheeled them out. They've all been deported straight away. We're all sort of sitting there, not saying nothing, watching this happen. The other court door opens. There was 2 courts there. The other court door opens. Some girl comes out crying her fucking eyes out. English girl. She goes over to the window and lights a cigarette by the window. So me and Tom went over there. And we was like, what's happening, girl? You all right? She was fucking, couldn't even talk. She's sobbing her, I think she was from Milton Keynes, sobbing her eyes out. And anyway, we got it out of her. Basically, she'd been caught with some fake money. She said she went into a shop, gave them €50. They gave her 220s and some change back. The 220s were fake. When she went into the next shop to spend one of them, they locked the door, phoned the police, took her away, said she'd been fucking doing fraud stuff. She was on a hen do with her sister and some friends. Anyway, they said that the fucking fraudulent money was I mean, look, she could be lying, might not be, but anyway, she'd just been given, I think it was something like 9 months, yeah. So now, as much as we're sympathising with her and being, oh babe, fucking, of course, in the back of our minds, we think if this geezer, this fucking judge is giving out months and months and months for fucking €40 of fake money, basically because she's English, and what this thing is where they're sick of us taking the piss over there, we're fucked, you know what I mean? So anyway, it's our turn to go into the court, isn't it? And we've all got shorts on. Obviously, we've only got shorts. It's like fucking. Yeah. The person comes out to usher us all in, looked us 4 up and down. They're like, "You can't see the judge in shorts." We're like, "We talking about you need trousers?" We're like, firstly, we're staying miles away. We've come on a bus. Secondly, we ain't even got any trousers anyway. So they went and got, you know, like when you used to do PE and if you got your kit, they had an odds and sods box, yeah. So they kind of got this fucking box. So we've all got these like baggy tracksuit bottoms. I remember one of us took our shorts off and there was this girl there. She was tiny. She was fucking 4 foot on her shirt button, this girl who'd been nicked with drink drive. She probably only had a thimble full because she was so little. But anyway, she's ended up with one of our pairs of shorts on with a belt round the top because the shorts we had on were as long as her leg down to her ankle, and we've all ended up with like fucking, like I say, just any trousers on to walk into the court. So now we're all set to go in. All of us, they take us all in at the same time. And they've got the judge, mate, it's well, what's the word I'm looking for? Intimidating. And obviously, like, they're really playing that up as well. It ain't just intimidating because it's intimidating as much as it is. They're using that as a weapon against us. So they line us all up in now. the judge is just fucking sitting up higher than you, looking down on you in a big box. A couple of people flanking him, and then a couple of people on the outside of the court, whatnot. So he does his introduction in broken English. And basically what he said was, what gives you lot the right to think you can come to our country and do things you wouldn't do in your country at home? We are sick of people like you coming over here and thinking you, because you're on holiday and you've got some money, you can just come here and drive mopeds and crash them and run off and, like I say, smash up rooms and be sick on the street and all the things that come with that behaviour. So, which he's right, you know what I mean? He's fucking right, isn't he? We can't. So then he said, one at a time. I'm going to start with the first guy in the corner and we're going to work our way around, and you're going to tell me why you think it's all right to come to our country and basically take the piss out of us. So the first dude, he was a soldier, and he said, you know, I mean, I'm based here in Ayia Napa, Cyprus, sorry, and I just got caught in the excitement on a day off and I should know better, blah, blah, blah. Next. Now we're about in the middle somewhere. So I've got Tom was first, then me, then B-Live was next to me on my right, and then Blacks was the last one, yeah? So he's got to Tom and he's said his real name, which I won't say on here, Tom blah, blah, blah. And Tom's like, yeah, no, I'm sorry, Judge, for this, that and the other. And then he said to me, but before he's come to me, he said my name in it. And he said it, Simon Doggins, he said it like that, yeah? And inside it made me laugh because the way he said it was very funny, but I got B-Live next to me, innit? And I can feel him moving, and when I'm looking up, I see a tear coming down the side of his eye, and I can see his shoulders going up and down a bit, because inside he's pissing himself laughing at my name, Simon Doggins, the way the geezer said it. So I've just said to him, look mate, I'm a little bit older than most of the people in this thing, you know. At the time I'd have been in my sort of 30s, and most of the people there was in their early 20s and that. And I said, you know, I should know better, you know, it's my first lad's holiday, blah, blah, blah. I'm really sorry, you know. And then he's gone to B-Live. He said he's bit Black, said he's bitten off. They go. Anyway, what he ended up doing, thank fuck, was instead of banging us up for every point you was over the drink drive limit was €10. So I was 32, I think, over the top. So my fine was 320. We was all about 300, between 300 and 400 roughly in fine. So 30 to 40 points over the top of their drink drive limit out there. And at the time, B-Live fucking didn't have money with him. So they were going to bang him up until he could come up with the money. They were going to put him in a cell and leave him there. So I stumped up some extra money I had to pay for him, which, if you're watching this, James, you still fucking owe me now. €50, bruv, you owe me. Still from them, with interest, that's £2 grand. In fact, you're killing it nowadays. Let's just round it off at 10 grand, shall we? Anyway, look, we got him out the nick. We've all gone home. Fucking boom, boom, boom. Anyway, fucking the last, that was, like I say, no, it was out, yeah, we was going home the next day. So we had one more night out, if I remember correctly. At some point, we've ended up drunk anyway afterwards. And I was in my room asleep. And the phone's rung in the room. And I'm still in a drunken, sleepy stupor. I picked the phone up and someone on the other end, Simon Doggins? I thought it was the old Bill again. I was like, whoa! He's that prick, innit? B-Live, laughing his head off down the phone at me, cracking up. And fucking that was that. I mean, we went out and had our last day and night out from what I remember and flew home. And yeah, I don't even know if we all admitted it to each other at the time, but I know full well we ourselves, and we had a fucking lucky escape. So lucky. Like, we could have still been there. You know what I mean? If I'd have got caught with that fucking weed, I could have still been there for years after, let alone months, years. So I don't know if it's a lesson to be learned for anyone watching this, or for me, or for whatever, but I do know that, like, you know, we push our luck, people like us, if you do them sort of stupid things when you're out and about. But inevitably one day you're going to come unstuck. So don't let it be in somewhere like Cyprus, because I'm telling you, I only got a little tiny fucking splashing of their system out there. You don't want to be there, mate. I'm telling you, you do not want to go from a lovely holiday in the sun. Just the courtroom was enough. Like, fuck the cells and the getting nicked and getting, Simon Doggins, you're sentenced to 7 months. Fuck. that. Like I say, I've had mates out there that are banged up, mate, and you have to take them food and all that, and then the guys nick the food, you take them. It ain't like prison over here, mate. Not that that's a good place either, but Jesus, you don't want to be in that one in Cyprus. So that was the story. I don't think I've missed anything out. I hope not. Anyway, that was the story of getting nicked in Ayia Napa 2008, and a lucky escape. Thing is that I met Sarah the week before, so it's just go, you know, it's I don't know, it's sliding doors. Is that the film? Is that even what I mean in this situation? But had I have got nicked for that, I met Sarah the week before, and obviously the next few months were massively important in me trying to hunt her down, get her to be with me. None of that would have happened, and then who knows what wouldn't have happened after that. None of it probably. It would have been a completely different life for me and for Sarah and for a lot of other people that we wouldn't have encountered along the way. So yeah, I'm fucking lucky, man. I'm very, very lucky that A, we didn't get nicked for the drink driving thing and banged up, and B, they didn't come in our room and bang us up for even further. Longer, sorry, for the weed that we had. So yeah, but all in all, it was a fucking good holiday. So that is the end of this episode, guys. Episode number 50. Here's to the next 50. Thank you for watching. Like I say, one of them, all of them, some of them, whatever. But please don't forget to comment under all of them, you know, all the videos that I do, the run, come, follow stuff and these, but especially these ones, because like when we're talking about history, we can all piece together different parts of the same story. So if you've been to Napa, if you've had any close scrapes abroad, if you've done stupid shit, get it in a comment underneath. I read them all, and I know other people read them, because I have people coming up to me now when I'm out saying, oh, I read a comment under your video. So they definitely do their job. So please get your comments underneath all of the videos, get involved. I'll reply to them all, I'll read them all. And yeah, hope you enjoyed it. All right, see you on the next one. Peace and love.